Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky15, and in this video I'll be giving you my Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow's horse race in action, as usual here on the channel. Before we get stuck into it, I just want to apologise for not making a video today. Didn't really fancy anything, so sorry for no selections today. Reflecting back to Saturday, which was our last vlog for Newbury. Okay, in the end was a bit of a mixed bag of results. We had a nice winner obviously with Crystal Ocean. I know it didn't really mean anything in the value, but it was a nice performance in the end and was definitely a banker bet, and that one will probably go on to good things this season. Has some really good form lines, especially with the St Leger, and the St Leger form is an absolutely brilliant piece of form to be following at the moment. All the runners that seem to have run in that have come out and won really nicely since, so that's a nice thing there. Also as well, I was really impressed with Lancaster Bomber in the lock-ins. We tipped him up as an each way bet at 10-1, and he ran a good race in the end to finish in third place, and there was definitely a bit of value in him on the day, and it'd be interesting to see where he goes next. I think he could maybe have a good season, as the mile division now is quite weak, and he can definitely be consistent yardstick, and definitely probably a lot of the time will be a good each way bet. So I thought Lancaster Bomber ran well. Julia Capulet, who knows what went wrong there, was going well for quite a while, and I thought at one stage was going to make the frame. Frankie Dettori had her under a nice ride and wasn't showing any distress, was going at a good pace, and then all of a sudden when it needed to go, it didn't show anything, and maybe it just needed the run. Who knows what went wrong with it there. Be interesting to see if anything did come out when we see it next time running, but very disappointing there. And yeah, it was a little bit of a mixed bag, but hopefully we can kick on as well. Also as well, we tipped up a horse in the 3 o'clock London Cup handicap called He's Amazing. Ran a strange race at the start, didn't want to know, and the jockey was coaxing it along to ask it to go with the field, and really didn't want to know. And then in the last few furlongs, it came from like near the back of the field to finishing and running on 5th place, and really wasn't that far beaten in the end, and ran a very bizarre race. So yeah, like I said, it was a mixed bag on Saturday, but hopefully we can start a good week this week with our selections for Monday, which is tomorrow. And for our first selection tomorrow, we go to the first race on the card at Carlisle. And I hope I can pronounce the name of this horse right. It's not a very difficult one, I thought, to pronounce. I believe it's called Aloysius Lilus, and it's around about 10-1 with bookmakers at the moment. It's trained by Kevin Ryan, and Tommy Eves is taking the ride tomorrow. Now you're probably going, Chris, why are you going for this one? Well, it finished 8th on its debut, and yes, I know it's not a great first run, but I think it would have learnt a lot that day. If you actually go back and watch the race on its debut at Newmarket, it was a little bit unlucky that day. It got hampered, had a couple of hard luck stories in its race, and I think it would have really learned a lot for that race. And also as well, it wasn't that far beaten, and the form of that race has worked out really well. There's a good horse of Charlie Hills that came second, went around a good race at Chester. Also as well, Van Beethoven of Aidan O'Brien's, and also as well, there's been a couple of other horses come out from that race and won since. One horse is called I'm the Dreamer for Mark Johnston. That won at York last week, I believe. So the form of that race has worked out really well. And I thought a 10-1 tomorrow in a race where a few of these are making their debuts. He could really learn from his race. He's got a good stall tomorrow from stall 1. Could attack really positively if the jockey decides to run that way, and I thought 10-1 is a good thing tomorrow. Our next selection then sees us go to Towcester in the 255, and yes, I'm going with the favourite here, but I think it's a good favourite. It's Windspiel, around about 6-4 bookmakers at the moment, trained by David Arbuthnot, and Harry Bannister, who's a very undervalued jockey in my opinion, takes the ride. I think he's a very good rider. Third on its chase debut at Warwick last time out, where I thought it ran a really impressive race that day, and it was quite a good race, running against some much higher rated horses than its mark on paper, and I thought it was given a good ride that day by Harry Bannister to run on into third place, and he keeps the ride, like I said, for tomorrow. And I thought this was a weaker race tomorrow on paper as well, and even though it is going to be given a little bit of weight away, I thought it was the one he had to be with. He's 6-4 bookmakers at the moment, and I could see him making a bold bid, and especially on the good ground, which I think he'll like. We then go to the next race at Towcester, to the 325, with a horse called No Hiding Place, trained by Nicky Henderson, who's stable in really good form at the moment. So is Nico de Boinville, his main man, taking the ride. both jockey and trainer have a very good record at Towcester. Around about 3-1 with bookmakers at the moment, best odds. This horse has been a little disappointing over its last few runs, and has been making the frame though, to be fair, a few times, but it's always found one too good. And I thought tomorrow it might have had a chance in this race. I was wanting to go against a Skelton runner, which is the favourite at the moment. I think it's called Starcrossed. It's even money at the moment, and even though we haven't seen it for a while, I thought that really, even though it is trained by the Skeltons, you want to be taking this on. And I thought No Hiding Place had a really good chance of at least making the frame tomorrow. And I could definitely see him shortening up, and maybe the one that they want to back on the day tomorrow. Even though he's going to be carrying top weight, this is an easier and weaker race to what it's been running in. And I thought 3-1 it had a massive chance in this race tomorrow. We then go to the 7:45 to Windsor. Not a bad evening's card on there tomorrow. They always have good Monday night racing. Going with a horse here called the Tin Man in this listed race. It's their feature race on the card, and yes, I know he's 11-10 at the moment, but he's definitely the class horse in the race, trained by James Fanshawe. Tom Queally is booked for the ride. Now this horse, if you know your racing, is a very good horse, very good sprinter, twice a Group 1 winner at Ascot, and he's going to like the fast ground tomorrow. Also as well, he's won at the track before a couple of years ago. He can go well fresh as well. He went and won fresh a couple of years ago, so you really got to be liking his chances tomorrow, and against this field he should definitely prove his class if he's anywhere near his best. So for me, I thought he was a safe bet tomorrow if you wanted to do a multi-bet or something like that. So they're the selections for tomorrow's horse racing action. Let us know who you'll be backing and what horses you're looking forward to seeing in the comments box below. Also as well, please subscribe to my YouTube channel here at Lucky15. If you haven't done so already, you can also follow my work on Twitter, which is Lucky15. I also work for the punterspage.com if you tend to watch their videos or never seen any of their videos. So if you want to see a few other tips that I give, go and check them out as well. That's all I got to say. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.